What if billions of dollars meant for public development suddenly disappear? So, today, I will explain one of the biggest financial fraud case in the world, the 1MDB financial fraud case.
1MDB is one of the biggest frauds, financial frauds in history.
We woke up one morning in July 2015 to realize that almost $700 million had gone into the Prime Minister's account.
The disappearance of billions of dollars from Malaysia's state fund is one of the biggest financial scandals, not just in Malaysia but around the world.
1MDB, or One Malaysia Development Berhad, was a state-owned investment fund established in 2009 by the Malaysian government. The fund aimed to support national development and attract foreign investment. However, behind the goal, serious financial misconduct was taking place.
Of the $8 billion that 1MDB raised via bond sales, it's alleged more than half was stolen.
That's different from a stock fraud or pumping up a stock and then cashing out on your options. This is actual theft of money.
The case involved high-ranking officials, company executives, and international partners. The fraud occurred mainly in Malaysia between 2009 and 2014, with money flowing through multiple countries such as the United States, Switzerland, and Singapore.
This was a cash grab by a handful of people who had put themselves in the position to make themselves rich.
It was a betrayal of the people on a grand scheme.
The main types of fraud were embezzlement, money laundering, and falsification of financial reports. Funds were diverted through offshore accounts and shell companies, then used for luxury assets including real estate, private jets, artwork, and film production.
1MDB was presented by Najib Razak, the new Prime Minister, as a wonderful opportunity. He was going to raise huge sums of money for this so-called sovereign wealth fund to invest. He was also the finance minister, of course, as well as the Prime Minister, so he would be investing the money in all sorts of money-making activities that would then be, beneficial to Malaysians in need of development. But all that money was disappearing. There was no accountability. And by the time I looked at it, we're talking about 2014, there had been 5 years of massive fundraising and then total black hole as far as where that money had gone.
So we would like to know why it happened. So the fraud occurred due to weak governance, lack of transparency, political influence, and personal greed. So these factors allowed the scheme to continue for years without effective oversight.
PetroSaudi data, which was passed to me by a whistleblower, a former director of the company, it showed the internal workings behind the original setting up of the first joint venture of 1MDB with this Saudi shell company.
And you probably wonder how it was discovered. The fraud was uncovered through investigative journalism, whistleblowers, and international investigation. Authorities such as the U.S. Department of Justice trace suspicious money flows across the country.
The initial deal, the PetroSaudi bond deal and joint venture, siphoned nearly $2 billion out of the fund. That was the first information I got hard data on.
Jolo has been charged in the United States with being basically the ringleader of this fraud, the guy who orchestrated it, even though he had no title within 1MDB. I've been asked whether or not he's like a brilliant guy or a criminal genius. I don't think so. It's more, he's financially very sophisticated. He understood, according to the charging documents in the US, how to set up shell companies and how to hide the identity of certain entities and to create that first level of obfuscation.
Today, the Department of Justice has filed a civil complaint seeking to forfeit and recover more than $1 billion in assets associated with an international conspiracy to launder funds stolen from One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB.
And the punishment is really heavy. So several individuals receive prison sentences, heavy fines, and asset seizures. And the government cooperated to recover stolen funds, and 1MDB was restructured by the Malaysian government.
And Goldman agreed on a settlement of $3.9 billion.
Financial scandal after financial scandal involving big banks.
This case highlights the importance of transparency accountability, and strong financial governance. Financial fraud not only harms the governments, but also affects society as a whole. So these are the key takeaways. And thank you for watching.